Neither coach could be happy with those numbers you just saw. Too many penalties here tonight, really, for both teams.
And another one coming up.
Right, looking and going down. Number 54 on the tackle, Steve White, rookie out of Tennessee. 20 career sacks for those Volunteers. We were talking about Glenn Foley earlier, Jaws, and you know, one thing they may be doing is getting a look at Frank Reich in this offense to see if, in fact, Glenn Foley, who had an excellent
96 in the defense, 5-yard penalty.
Thank you very much, Mr. Winter. Glenn Foley was having an excellent game last year, and he got hurt. He hurt his throwing shoulder. He was out for the rest of the season. When he did get a chance to start, about the 10th game of the season, and Glenn Foley, they know what he can do. And at least they know what they can do with this offense, or at least they believe they can. Maybe they have to see what Wright can do before they make a decision on how much Glenn Foley will get an opportunity. Again to Tyrone Davis, Frank Reich's favorite receiver here tonight. You know, Joyce, the more you watch Eagles preseason football on the Eagles Football Network, the more you learn.
I'm so impressed. This is really incredible stuff. Do they have this for the Youngstown State quarterbacks in the NFL?
How many are there?
There were 2. Clip Stout and myself.
But look at all those Terrapins in the NFL. Unbelievable. A number of them still playing. 2 of them here. Boomer Esiason, last year's quarterback, also a Maryland Terrapin. This is a former Penn State Nittany Lion, Richie Anderson, working the right side down to the 20. Kinsler on the tackle for the Eagles.
You have a bunch of backup players now in for the Eagles, guys that are fighting to make an impression to the coaching staff. Like, hey, coach, keep me around for another couple weeks. That cut down to 60 players is coming up. This may be the last shot some of these guys on the field get, and they want to make a good impression.
Well, number 46, Frederick Ford, as you take a look at Greg Jefferson, a guy you're going to see an awful lot of this season, Eagles fans. But he was worried. He didn't know if he was going to make it. He's a free agent. They have Bobby Taylor and Troy Vincent, of course, the starters who are still both out nursing nagging little injuries. And he wasn't sure if he should wash his clothes until the coach told him to come over. Another flag on the play as Reggie Cobb works the left side this time for a gain of about 17 yard line. 16, 17 yards, excuse me. So I look at Mark Gunn getting up very slowly at around the 20.
Now, Carl, you're talking about Model T Ford number 46, and Ray had told us there were about 3 or 4 times he thought he was going to have to cut the young man. All of a sudden, somebody would get hurt. He'd have to hang around. All of a sudden, he had to start last week, and all of a sudden, that was Model T, you're my man. You can get it done. Yes, Ray changed his attitude real quick.
Repeat first down.
A lot of serious decisions facing that man. August 20th, they'll get down to 60. By the 25th, it's got to be 53 players. Then by the 30th, 5 days later, the 49-player roster. And Mr. Kinsler,
there he
Mr.
is.
Ford, 43 and now 46, are guys who are coming here trying to work their way into the NFL. As rookies, they have a chance to make it as practice squad players, George. Even if they don't make the roster, they have an opportunity to come and practice with the team, make about $50,000 a year, not a bad wage.
It's a nice wage and a nice opportunity. You know, that developmental squad that is now in place, these guys can practice, they can learn, and there are a lot of young players now that are getting that opportunity, making contributions to their team. You know, Kevin Bowie, who's now, making contributions to the Eagles, one of those guys last year out of the developmental squad. It affords the young players a chance, and there are a lot of guys out there right now that have been busting their tails for about 5 months in the offseason training camp, and they're getting an opportunity to wear a National Football League uniform.
2nd and 10 for Frank Reich and the Jets at about the 20. Pressure from the inside. He's being chased and put down by Whit Marshall and Sylvester Wright.
Well, we talk a lot about Whit Marshall. He can make plays.
Frank Reich back to pass. This is what he's looking at. Whit Marshall first, number 58. And here comes Sylvester Wright to fall on top. Reich 7 of 17
You'll
for
see the shot from
125
above.
yards.
You'll see Whit Marshall right up the middle, right in the center of your screen, untouched, right in the quarterback's face. He flushes from the pocket, and once the definition of the read is broken down, Frank Reich just scrambles out of the pocket, throws the ball away.
3rd and 10 at the 20 for the Jets. More pressure. Mark Gunn again. Gunn having an excellent game. Again, we should tell you, that Mike Mamula stretched his groin a little bit in pregame warm-ups and did not play tonight. A loss of 9 on the play. The Eagles with 3 sacks, putting those Jets quarterbacks down for minus 31 yards.
Mr. Consistency right here, Nick Lowry.
Hit nearly 81% in his 17-year career. Pretty good numbers for that man, Nick Lowry.
He will win some games for the New York Jets in '96.
A 45-yard field goal for the Jets. Their third of the game, 30-9. The Eagles lead it. A close call on that punt return, Jaws. Let's take a look at it and explain what happens and the rule here.
Well, it was a booming punt, but you'll see right there, Ron Carpenter's head is in front of Cummings. That makes it a legal block. Contrary to what you said, Carl, it is a legal block. It looked close, and when you see it, boy, real quick, it's a tough one, but you can see he gets in good position.
As long as that helmet's in there, right.
Head in front, and Carpenter makes it
even if he throws his forearm in his back. Foley looking long, has a man, just overthrows him. Number 82, Rico Smith, the 5-year man out of Colorado, had his man beaten. Tristan Moss was there, but about 2 yards behind.
Rico Smith can fly. This guy can get down the field. Should have been a touchdown. Glenn Foley needs to put just a little more air under that ball and let Rico run under it.
Not much trajectory on that pass.
A little flat. Supinate the wrists. Make the point of the ball go up. You want some technical stuff, Tom?
No. 2nd and 10, and they're trying it again. Again, he overthrows it. What's that word? Supinate?
Supinate the wrist. That will point the nose of the ball up. Consequently, it goes higher in the air and drops down the chimney.
Otra vez en inglés, por favor. What does supinate mean?
This is technical football stuff.
Maybe Tolly can explain it to us.
You know what I can't explain? You asked for the muff rule, and I've been talking. I even asked one of the officials on the field. Nick Scorich is up with you guys, but Tommy Moore, one of the officials on the field, says it's simply a rule, first of all, designed to protect a player from injury, but also the momentum of the kick is what advanced the ball, not a fumble as such, and that's the history of the muff rule in the NFL, guys.
Consider us enlightened. Foley back to pass again, fires, and has a first down just over the 35 to the 34.5.
Carl, the one thing you notice out of a Glenn Foley, now the Jets quarterback, a la Bobby Hoying, when he comes in the game, you just see the ball kind of jump out of their hand. They have a real live arm and can throw the football into a crowd.
That's a young arm, Joe.
That's a young arm, live arm.
1st and 10 at the 34 as the Jets speed things up. Foley looking long, has to run, and slides it around the 28-yard line.
He looked like a veteran quarterback there, sliding in safely.
The Jets go to the hurry up now with 8:29 remaining and counting. The clock is running. The Eagles lead the Jets 30-9. Foley from the shotgun. Fires a shotgun blast. Quickly out. Number 82, Rico Smith with the catch. You think Rich Kotite's a bit embarrassed here tonight, Joe?
Absolutely. He's got a pretty good football team, and to come in here, this game is really out of hand. It's been out of hand for a long time. Richie felt his team was improving. I spoke before the game. They have shown no improvement thus far.
Foley looking to the right side, has a man surrounded by 2 defenders. Foley tries to force it in there, but Model T's there.
Model T is... Tell you what, he's having a good old time out there. You got to love it. A guy that, was really on the bubble. He thought he was going to get cut. He was afraid to wash his clothes. He wasn't sure he was going to be around another week. He's out there having a good old time. This is what's really good about the preseason. Some of these guys may not make a team, but they're enjoying the job they're doing now.
We thought we'd hear an awful lot of boos and see an awful lot of signs about that man, Rich Kotite, but really, this is about the only one. And I can't quite decipher that, George. You're the analyst. You're supposed to take care of that.
Well, first of all, I think it's a nice tribute to Rich Kotite that the fans have shown class and character and kind of laid off Richie and let him do his job.
It's a tribute to the fans here in Philadelphia.
Absolutely.
Ron Earhart there, along with Rich Kotite on the sidelines. Again, the Jets spent so many millions of dollars to revitalize their offense. and not getting much for it thus far in the preseason.
Close to $60 million.
From the shotgun again, Foley. The quick slant, intercepted by Frederick.
There's a
Model T Ford.
You gotta love it. Richie's saying, oh my God.
Let's see if Ray Rhodes goes over and says something, because when he was burnt last week in Baltimore, Ray calmly walked over to him, gave him a real quick lecture, a little pat on the helmet. As you see, Troy Vincent, that's him with the baseball cap. Is Ray going to smile, you think?
I think he will. That's a beautiful thing.
That's as close as you get to a smile.
That's right.
This was a kid that had fun with Slim. Don't they? I think they call him Slim, the coaches. There's Irving Fryer, that big smile, and that new Eagles cap.
Irving had an outstanding first half.
Preview of things to come. 1st and 10 Eagles at the 20-yard line. Bobby Hoying. The give is to Bowie. And Kevin Bowie turns the corner, takes it about 22-yard lines, up the right sideline. Chris Hayes on the tackle for New York.
Let's go back to Frederick Model T Ford's interception. You'll see Glenn Foley here. It's 30-9. You got to try to stick throws in there. He tries to throw it low, but old Frederick Ford does a nice job of falling back inside, reading the route. Actually, Glenn threw that ball into the double coverage, trying to make a play. When it's 30-9, you can't be conservative. You got to try to make something happen.
Ford's brother, of course, Alfonso Ford, the All-American point guard at Mississippi Valley State. One of the many people that didn't make it a point guard for the 76ers. Right. That's why Allen Iverson is here now. Bowie tackled in the backfield by Cascadden. Tolly, a man who has many vehicles of many different types. Give us a little insight now on Model T Ford.
You got to feel so good for him, because the guy, as you mentioned, Ron and Carl, had a tough game down in Baltimore. He must have gotten 60 high fives on the sidelines. Of course, as you mentioned, Mississippi Valley State, pretty good school, produced a decent wide receiver for the 49ers Ray Rhodes is familiar with. But guess what? Ray didn't come over to congratulate him, because Ray still has the game face on.
And will for another 6-18, Tolly. 2nd and 13 for the Eagles at the 37. Bad exchange, bad result for the Eagles.
Former Eagle Mike Chilinsky on the play, recovering the bad exchange.
You know,
Bubba Miller and Bobby Hoying.
Mike Chilinsky.
We'll look at this from the end zone here, Carl. You'll see Bobby under center, just like it slipped right through his hands. And usually when that happens, the snap comes back deep, right through your hands. It never got his hand. Again, we'll try to look at it from the ground level camera. Yeah, it came right up. It was a deep snap right up and hit him right in the, looked like right in the face mask. There was just a breakdown, and you just can't have those things. Although it's a preseason game, those plays cannot be made.
Mike Chilinsky worked very hard after being out all of 1994, came back and played pretty well in a backup role for the Eagles. Signed as a free agent by the Jets. 1st and 10 for the Jets. Starting at their 30s, a catch by Rico Smith. 1st down, New York inside the 10. That was the first turnover for the Eagles tonight. Of course, the Jets have helped the Eagles a great deal with their turnovers. 1st and goal for the Jets. Foley has a 1st and goal at the 9.
Tristan Moss now playing the right corner for the Eagles, just giving Rico Smith just too much room. This guy is a burner, but when you got the end zone 10 yards behind you, you got to play a little tighter than that.
Foley 5 of 12, 61 yards. He's throwing again, trying to force one through again, incomplete. Whit Marshall and Brian Dawkins on the play. Let's take a look at their look.
Boy, here you are. You're the free safety. Read Glenn Foley's eyes. Hey, where's he going to take me? His eyes got to take it to the ball. Looks right. Looks down the middle. There, right where he's looking. Whit Marshall. Nice coverage. Got to run down the field with that wide receiver. Good depth on that drop by Whit Marshall.
2nd and goal at the 9. Brian Dawkins, the rookie safety out of Clemson. Number 24, Foley. Has Rico Smith, has Tyrone Davis, and he hits Davis for the touchdown. So Glenn Foley comes back, Jaws, has another chance after that fumbled exchange, and converts the turnover into a touchdown.
Well, we'll go above the stadium and see the play right here. It's kind of called a smash route. This guy will come inside and kind of smash things up, try to get all these guys to collide. He will